with another episode of Multiplex Movie Melee. We're back here with another tournament match. And we got ourselves the Battle of the Jeremys today. We got our number 14 seed, Jeremy Adams, going up against the number 19 seed, Jeremy Potters. You know, we haven't seen Jeremy Adams in a while. And it'd be fun to see him pop back in here. And Jeremy Potters is I think has made a statement in this league already, but we'll get too far. On my side here, you got Payson the Cinemaster Johnson. How are you feeling today, Payson?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, Mark, I think this is a really fun match. First names aside, it's really kind of like the old school player versus the new school player. Like Jeremy Potter's debuted last year, had a pretty good season, and he's already got a win this year. And Jeremy Adams, we haven't seen him in a few years in singles. He's been doing really well in teams, so I'm excited to see how both players do.
Alrighty. With that, we'll bring in Jeremy Adams first for interviews. Jeremy, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It feels good to finally be back in Multiplex. It has been over 3 years to be back in singles. And it's a different league now. We've got a lot of good new players, good fresh blood. So I'm just hoping that I can at least have a fraction of the luck and the run that I had back in the old days. But I'm not taking anything for granted. And I know I've got a great opponent today who has a really great name. So I'm just excited and a little nervous and up to the challenge today.
All right. Well, sounds good. And we'll go ahead and bring in your opponent, just Jeremy Potters, and his manager, Scott Harvey. Scott, Jeremy, you guys up for it today?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's the tournament.
Correct
right?
answer. Yeah. Look, Jeremy's the 19th seed. I don't really know what he did to anger the multiplex gods that he was given this matchup. But apparently there was some wiping of records and such that went on. Again, I don't know what happened there, but I was a little surprised by the matchup. But Jeremy is a very capable player. He's won 3 matches now in this league. And he's absolutely capable of winning this and making a deep run today. So I'm excited.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not worried about whatever records or who I'm playing. Jeremy's awesome. We've been a couple times. It's going to be a pleasure to play him. And I feel good. Like win or lose, it's going to be a good time.
Alrighty, sounds good. Let's go ahead and send Scott backstage. And why don't we go ahead and get started? Round number 1, which simply going to work like this. You're going to get 8 questions, 8 general movie categories. You get it right, you get a point. If you don't, doesn't really matter. But you get all 8 right, you get a bonus question in the end, also worth 1 point. And you're going to have 15 seconds to answer and write the answer down on your whiteboard. And then show and verbalize your answer. And you also got 3 repeats in the challenge used throughout the match. Competitors, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. With that, we'll get started with your first question, which comes in the category of 1990s. Who plays Rita Hansen in Groundhog Day?
This movie is about groundhogs. I'm wearing a shirt with a hedgehog. My question to you is, what's your favorite type of hog?
I mean, in town I live with, so they got a lot of hogs down there. And they got a hog festival coming out. That should be interesting. I guess those are my favorite hogs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go and get started with Potters.
Is it Andy McDowell?
And Adams.
Andy McDowell.
Both are correct. And as I'll just tell the audience, we will be going by the competitor's last name because they're both named Jeremy, and it'll be super annoying. Payson, take it away.
Absolutely, yeah. We're not going to make this a lights, camera, and action match. Your next question will be coming to you in the category of romance. What happens to David that causes him to become disfigured in Vanilla Sky?
Yeah, just realize how awkward that would sound. Just like out of nowhere, just calling them by their last names.
Like by their last names. There are quite a few competitors in this league where we do just not refer to them by their first name, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. In some cases, it's weird. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Let's go to Adams.
Car crash.
And Potters.
I said he's burned. I don't know.
Car crash, car accident is the correct answer. So, Jeremy Adams will be taking that point. We'll be moving on with your next category in comedy.
Scott wants to be brought in.
It does. Okay.
All right. Well, I haven't seen the movie, but it seems like, car crash. What is his disfiguring? Do you know specifically, Jeremy?
No, I don't. I've never seen
Okay.
it.
I mean, it seems like, maybe he was in a car crash, but the actual thing that caused his disfiguring could have been a fire because there are often fires when cars crash. But we'd probably be taking a leap here since neither one of us is fully confident on it. What do you think?
No clue. I have no clue. I mean, we can challenge if you want. I mean, I'm
Let's hold off. Let's hold off then. I would hate to waste it on that when we're not sure.
Sure.
Alrighty then. Go with no challenge. And we'll be moving on. Which again, next question coming in the category of comedy. Who directed The Disaster Artist?
But yeah, going off that last point, like, could you imagine if just people just started calling me Yo Johnson? It's like, oh, okay.
It'd be weird and mildly disrespectful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Potters.
James Franco.
All right, and Adams.
James Franco.
Alrighty, James Franco is correct.
Your fourth question will be coming in the category of crime. What crime film is about a con man and young girl who sell Bibles?
Like the delivery and that had sting too.
Yeah, really got to hit that last word, Bibles. Talking about the Lord, Mark. The Lord.
Weird. We just changed the contents of the show out of number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get really religious. Pens down. Let's go to Potters.
Paper Moon.
And Adams.
Paper Moon.
Paper Moon is correct. Jeremy Adams. Staying perfect. Go on to your next question. Category of Oscars. What is the only category Mel Brooks has won an Oscar in? Payson, are you super into this particular filmmaker?
I don't love all of his movies, but when he hits, holy crap, does he hit?
That's fair. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Let's go to Adams.
Original screenplay.
And Potters.
Best original screenplay.
Best original screenplay is correct.
All right, your second question will come to you in the category of recent releases. What kind of media does Alice make in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? Going back to Mel Brooks, I personally believe his 2 best movies came out in the same year.
It's difficult to do that. I think the only guy maybe also could say that is maybe Spielberg. 5.
Maybe I
4,
think it's a little more spread out.
3, 2.
Repeat,
1.
please.
Pens.
Jeremy got it.
Okay, he did. He beat me. All right. Question again.
Yes. What kind of media does Alice make in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? Coming to the category of recent releases.
And that is Jeremy Potter's first repeat.
I enjoy this movie. I don't love it.
Kind of blew me away. I was super surprised by it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Let's go over to Adams.
It's so hard making a podcast, guys.
And Potters.
Yeah, I said movies.
Podcast is correct. Jeremy Adams going to score up to 6. Jeremy Potter's still at 4. Move on to our penultimate question. The category of biopics. 1979's Caligula is set in what European city?
It's one of those movies that I've heard a lot about and I know exists.
Be kind of honest, Probably the only question we could write for this movie.
Fair.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Potters
Rome.
and Adams.
Rome.
Rome is correct. I can say the thing, but feel like we know it. Over to Payson.
Both competitors are doing very well as we move into our final question, the category of 1980s. Maggie Smith, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Judi Dench have supporting performances in what 1985 film? If Jeremy does hit this question, he will have a perfect round. Dang it, I have to say it contractually obligated. I apologize.
I mean, I didn't feel like I tried not to say. I feel like people know that, or maybe if you're keeping count. I mean, there's a counter here. This is not. We don't see it at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Let's go to Potters
I said The Remains of the Day.
and over to Adams for the perfect round.
Right directors. A Room with a View.
A Room with a View is correct for the perfect round, in which Jeremy will be awarded a bonus question, also worth 1 point. Since it's just going to you, you can just tell us. Don't need to use your whiteboard. And your question is, what do the title characters dress up as when they infiltrate the bat mitzvah Reese throws his daughter in Starsky and Hutch?
Seen it many years ago.
Five, 4.
I'll say priests. I don't remember.
That is incorrect. We're looking for mimes. So
Mimes, that's right.
So Jeremy Adams does miss out on the true perfect round, but still getting a score up to 8 with Jeremy Potters. His score up to 5. Is that what you have, Payson?
That is exactly what I have, Mark.
Great. And we'll move on to the wheel round, in which our competitors we get a spin at our wheel. And whichever category they spin on, they'll answer 5 questions, which are worth 2 points apiece. They can check down the multiple for 1 point apiece. They can also spin spin again if they don't like what they land on the first time. But they have to keep what they land on the second time. The categories on our wheel today are there we go. Pre-1990 Disney animated and classics, which are Jeremy's strengths. Worlds of DC and comic movies, which are Jeremy Potter's strengths. And musicals, recent releases, 1980s, and animated, which are Jeremy Will categories as well. Spinners and opponent's choice. Jeremy Adams, you're ahead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
I'm actually going to go first.
And go first. All right. Keep up the pressure. So, Jeremy Adams, this is your first spin. And it lands on spinner's choice.
I'm actually going to go with 1980s.
1980s. Okay. Then go there. Payson, would you like to read Jeremy Adams' question 1980s?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Your first question in the category of 1980s. In Silkwood, what type of company does Karen work for?
A nuclear power plant.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question in the category of 80s. In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Clark wants to use his bonus check to buy what for his family?
A swimming pool.
Correct for 2 points. Your third question in the category of 80s. What 80s horror film features the characters Dr. Sarah Bowman, Captain Henry Rhodes, and Dr. Matthew Frankenstein Logan?
I'm going to go multiple on that one.
Multiple choice. Is it A, My Bloody Valentine, B, Monkey Shines, C, Prince of Darkness, or D, Day of the Dead?
Day of the Dead?
That is correct for 1 point. Your penultimate question in the category of 80s. Who plays Deke's partner, Sergeant Matthew Fox, in Nighthawks?
Billy D. Williams.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of 1980s. In No Way Out, Kevin Costner's character is a part of what branch of the military?
The Navy.
And that is correct for 2 points and the clean sweep of 1980s.
Yeah, yes, with that, Jeremy Adams getting a score up to a whopping 17 points. Jeremy's still at 6. With that, we'll bring in his manager and back up the wheel. And with this, let's be Jeremy Potter.
We should have challenged that question. I'm sorry.
Okay, man. No worries.
And this is your first spin. And it lands on classics.
Come on.
Would you like to spin? Keep that or spin?
Yeah, we'll spin again.
Got to go for the guest out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, with that, you have to keep what you land on this time. And it lands
All
on
right.
recent
fine.
releases.
We'll see.
All right.
You're fine. You got multiple choice. Let's get it to round 3.
Sure.
All right. Take it, Scott. All right, Jeremy, I will be asking you your questions in recent releases.
Okay.
Are you prepared? Take that as a yes.
Hmm?
Your
Oh,
first question. Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid, and Jabuki Young White all voice characters in what recent animated film?
Strange World.
That is correct for 2 points. I really hope I said that last name correctly. Didn't matter. Your next question. Who directed 3,000 Years of Longing?
Oh, George Miller.
That's correct for 2 points.
Incredible film, if I may add.
Can. Your next question. What instrument does Rose play in The Power of the Dog?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, piano, B, violin, C, flute, or D, banjo?
I'll say violin.
That is incorrect. Going over to Jeremy Adams for the 1 point steal. Is it A, piano, B, violin, C, flute, or D, banjo?
It's A, piano.
That is correct for the 1 point steal. All right, Jeremy Potter's your next question. In Amsterdam, Margot Robbie's Valerie has what job?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, nurse, B, waitress, C, secretary, or D, hotel clerk?
Can I get a repeat of the options?
Yes, you may. Options again. A, nurse, B, waitress, C, secretary, or D, hotel clerk?
I'll say waitress.
That is incorrect. Going over to Jeremy Adams for the 1 point steal. Is it A, nurse, B, waitress, C, secretary, or D, hotel clerk?
A, nurse.
Nurse is correct for the 1 point steal. And we will go to your last question in recent releases.
Real quick, we are in a situation. If Adams gets any type of steal, Adams does win by knockout.
Yeah.
Yes. Going final question in recent releases. What city is the majority of Barbarian set in?
Oh, Detroit.
That is correct for 2 points.
Forgot what Barbarian was for a second. then I remembered.
And that Jeremy Potter's going to score up to 11, with Jeremy Adams going to score up to 19. That go on to round number 3, which is our Pick Your Poison round, in which our competitors have been given a list of categories for the match, and they can pick from those categories and get questions with point values of 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. We will go until we either run out of questions or one competitor is mathematically eliminated. Categories for round 3 today are classics, comic book movies, 1980s, Martin Scorsese, crime, coming of age/teen, recent releases, and sci-fi fantasy. We're gonna have our competitors pick their categories, and hopefully we come back in, real quick. All right, we are back. Competitors have picked their categories. This is what they picked. Jeremy Adams is taking his 1 in crime, his 2 in Scorsese, his 3 in classics, and his 4 in 1980s, where Jeremy Potters selected his 1 in recent releases, his 2 in 1980s, his 3 in sci-fi, and his 4 in comic book movies. Because Jeremy is trailing, we will start with him and answer enough questions, hopefully, and bring it back over to Jeremy. But with that, Pace, I asked Jeremy your questions, and I asked Jeremy Potter's questions round number 2. Payson, take him away for round number 3.
Jeremy Potter's your 1-pointer in the category of recent releases. Which actress plays the President of the United States in Don't Look Up?
Oh, shit. Man, I don't remember. Kathy Bates.
That is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for Meryl Streep.
Oh, right. Duh. Okay.
So we will be sticking with Jeremy for his 2-pointer in the category of 80s.
Listen, Jeremy will have to hit the rest of these to stay in the game.
Yes. What baseball player does Ray Liotta play in Field of Dreams?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
That is correct for 2 points. So we will be sticking with Potters for his 3-pointer in the category of sci-fi fantasy. Your 3-pointer? In The Martian, Mark survives longer by finding a way to grow what crop on Mars?
Potatoes.
That is correct for 3 points. All right, here is the situation. We will be moving on to Jeremy Potter's 4-pointer in the category of comic book movies. If he hits it, he sends it back to Jeremy, and if not, it sends it back to Jeremy Adams, and if not, Adams does win the game. Potter's your 4-pointer in the category of comic book movies. You will find the town of Absolution in what 2010s comic book movie?
Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question, please.
That is
Second
your
repeat.
second repeat. You will find the town of Absolution in what 2010s comic book movie?
I'm going to say Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
And your winner, Jeremy the Atom Adams. The correct answer was Cowboys and Aliens. With that,
Okay.
talk to our second place finisher is Jeremy Potters. Bring your manager Scott. Jeremy, I feel like you kind of land on a long list of competitors that just kind of they have the unfortunate fate of playing Jeremy Adams. I mean, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, I feel like you played pretty well, but there's not much you can do when your opponent doesn't miss many questions.
No, I feel good. I mean, he played perfect. What can you do? You can't even beat perfect with perfect. So the best I could have done is just pulled back a little bit. But I feel pretty good about how I played. I feel good about how I played round 2. Besides missing the 2 questions about movies I have never seen at all. But it is what it is. I'm still
Well,
having fun. It's fine.
listen, Jeremy should not feel bad about anything that happened here today. Certainly not. I think the next match is going to be things are looking up for you going forward. I think, but again, should not feel bad. If anything, I feel bad because I think we should have challenged that Vanilla Sky question. I just didn't know the movie well enough. But now looking at it, I think we could have at least gotten the question thrown out. Also, two of the questions Jeremy missed were about Amsterdam and Don't Look Up. So again, you should be proud that you missed those questions. There's 500 people in Don't Look Up. I mean,
Yeah, and I watched it, and I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, well, then again, that was probably an edifying experience for you. But anyway, look forward to the next match for Jeremy.
Sure.
Yeah, with that, unfortunately, this does end your tournament run. Anybody you like to face? Any goals you have? What do you want to do?
I would like to score more than 5 points in a round one. So whoever I can do that against, I'll be happy.
It's a goal we all aspire to do. With that, see you later, Jeremy.
Thanks,
later,
guys.
Scott. And we'll bring in our winner today, Jeremy Adams, who won today by technical knockout. I didn't say that, but he did. And it's been a while since we've seen you in singles, and judging how you play today, it kind of feels like you never left. I think the only question you missed today was the bonus question. Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel coming off that?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like, at least you guys started the teams league before the singles, so I got warmed up a little bit there. This was the first time this season I've gotten a perfect first round. I was close a couple times in teams, but I feel like I got a little warmed up, and that feels good. But I do want to say, I think Jeremy Potters is a great player, and it really, even though it kind of looked like I dominated here today, I got spinner's choice. He got a couple rough questions around too, and I think that it easily could have gone the other way, and I could have got stuck with something that made it harder. But yeah, I think he did great. I was this close to having to answer in round 3. So, but all of that aside, I feel good. I'm a little nervous to go forward in the tournament. It's kind of like the last years ago when I was in this league, I was playing in tough tournaments, and it's like I'm jumping right back into that. But that's okay. That's how it goes. At least I got another TKO in the record and got widen the margin on that win to loss ratio. And going forward, I can feel good and play my best. But I know it's not going to get any easier from here because we're getting into some real tough players, and I'm just going to have to sharpen up and do it. Hopefully, have the luck I had today.
Yes, but that you will be moving on to round number 2. Do not quite know who you're going to face next round, but is there anybody you're itching to play?
There's just so many great players in Multiplex. There's some awesome players that I played in the past, but there are ones like you two guys there that I would love to play. So, it's gonna, just playing awesome players who I've seen kind of rise and have an awesome run while I've been gone from Multiplex. It will be an honor to kind of face the players such as yourselves and see if I still can hold a candle in the new league and in the new way of things. So I'm excited and very nervous just to kind of move on to the next round and see what I can do against all you guys.
Well, I guarantee you, whoever you face next will not be taking you lightly in the slightest. Yeah, it's good seeing you. Congratulations on the win. See you next time. And Payson, what a match. Put a bow in it for us.
Yeah, I think Potters doesn't have much to hang his head at. He got some tough questions and really fall in his wheelhouse. And like Scott said, Adams did not miss a single question outside of the non-regulation questions. The bonus question was the only thing he missed, and it's nigh impossible to beat someone at that level. It's been a long time since we've seen Jeremy in singles. In Multiplex standards, we weren't even alive. We were dead. We had not been born yet, Mark. And yeah, he seems like he's back.
Certainly does. With that, we'll be calling it for this episode of Multiplex Movie Melee. I think our competitors today are Jeremy Adams, Jeremy Potters, his manager Scott Harvey, my partner here, Payson, Master Johnson. And I am your main host, Mark Machuck, and also like to thank everybody else here at Multiplex keeping this train on the wheels, and please come back and be good.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Bye-bye.